The installation video you're about to see has been created as a technical guide to aid you through the correct installation of your Norcros Pro Board shower tray. This video provides information regarding the tools and essential components required for each stage of the installation process. The Norcros Pro Board shower tray can be installed into many different types of subfloor structures. However, the installation you're about to see is typical of a timber floor installation. Before you begin, check to make sure that you have all the necessary components to complete the installation of your shower area. Components and materials required: Norcros Pro Board shower tray, Norcros Pro Board, drain fitting aid, 50mm by 25mm timber battens, marine plywood, 18mm or 22mm. Norcros Pro Board butyl waterproofing tape, Norcros Pro Board butyl waterproofing corner tape, Norcros Rapid Porcelain tile adhesive, Norcros 4x1 grout, Norcros Prime Bond, screws and glue. Tools required: tape measure, pencil, spirit level, notched tiling trowel, handsaw, circular saw, screwdriver, sweeping brush, solvent weld, spatula. Stage 1. Clear the working area. The floor should be clear of all debris before installation starts. Stage 2. Place the Norcros Pro Board shower tray onto the floor in the area where it's to be fixed. Mark out the position of the waste using the drain opening in the tray as a guide, and check that the position of the drain does not conflict with the joists below the floorboards. The joist location is easily identified by noting the screws fixed through the floorboards. If the drain position conflicts with the joist, the drain position must be moved. To alter the drain position, the tray can be trimmed along its edges, allowing the tray to be moved. Trimming the tray by a maximum of 55mm will clear the drain of the obstructing joist. With the drain clear of any obstructing joist, the tray and drain position can be marked. When setting out the position of the shower tray, it's important to mark out and remove the floorboards back to the centre of the nearest joist, even if the nearest joist extends past the edge of the tray. Stage 3. Once the shower tray position has been marked out, the floorboards can be removed. Cut through the floorboards following the markings on the floor using a circular saw. Make sure to set the saw blade to the correct depth so as not to damage the supporting joists or any pipework or electrical cables that may be concealed under the floorboards. Stage 4 and 5. Now prepare a platform to support the Norcros drain fitting aid and drain body. Firstly, identify the correct position of the drain, then construct the support platform between the joists. Securely fasten 50 by 25mm timber battens to the adjacent floor joists and fix 80mm marine plywood top. If your joist centres are greater than 400mm, then you must use 22mm ply throughout your shower tray installation. The drain fitting aid is 85mm thick, and when installed, it should finish perfectly flush with the top of the floor joists. The finished height of the supporting platform, therefore, must be set 85mm below the top surface of the floor joists. Stage 6. With the Norcros drain fitting aid now located on its support platform, insert the drain body and attach the main rubber seal. Check that the drain aperture in the shower tray aligns correctly with the fully supported drain body. At this stage, take care when checking the drain alignment. Remember that the shower tray is not yet supported between the joists. If the drain does not align correctly, the drain fitting aid can be trimmed with a handsaw to accommodate any final adjustments. With the drain and shower tray correctly aligned, the waste pipe can be fitted. Remember that the drain body is available with different waste outlet positions: a horizontal waste outlet and also a vertical waste outlet. You'll need to consider the drain outlet position that best suits your particular requirement. The following example shows a typical installation using a drain body with a horizontal outlet. Using 1.5-inch ABS solvent weld waste pipe, fix the waste pipe into the drain body. It's important to test the waste pipe route at this stage to ensure that all joints are watertight, as it may be difficult to return to this assembly later. Make sure that the waste pipe route has sufficient falls of 1 in 60 to allow the wastewater to flow correctly. Stage 7. It's essential that the floor area where the tray is to be fitted is structurally sound. The Norcros Pro Board shower tray is not designed to span across joists, and therefore it's very important that the entire base of the shower tray is completely supported by a structurally stable surface. You'll now need to construct a robust, level platform that will fully support the shower tray. This is done by fixing marine-grade plywood between the joists. The plywood platform should be fixed directly to the 50 by 25mm timber battens, which should be glued as well as mechanically fixed to the adjacent joists. The timber battens should be set at the correct depth below the joists to allow for the thickness of the marine plywood platform. If the span between the joists is no greater than 400mm, a platform made from 18mm thick marine plywood will be sufficient. If the span between the joists is greater than 400mm, a minimum of 22mm thick marine plywood should be used. The support platform, when fixed, should finish flush with the top surface of the floor joists. Stage 8. During the preparation of the floor area, it may have been necessary to remove excess floorboards to get back to the nearest joist centre. If this is the case, you'll be left with a void between the shower tray and the existing floorboards. This void can be backfilled using floorboards or marine plywood. Stage 9. At this stage, it's important to check again the alignment of the drain body with the drain position in the shower tray and adjust if necessary. The shower tray should now fit onto the newly created platform, but should sit slightly proud of the remaining floor area. Depending on the thickness of the shower tray used, the height difference between the shower tray and the surrounding floorboard can vary. This difference will be made level at a later stage by fixing Norcros Pro boards over the surrounding floor area. Stage 10. With the floor now fully prepared and all checks carried out to ensure that the shower tray aligns correctly with the drain, the shower tray can be fixed. The shower tray is permanently fixed in place using Norcros Rapid Porcelain Tile Adhesive. Mix the adhesive according to the instructions on the packaging. Apply a solid bed of adhesive to the area where the shower tray is to be placed using a suitable thick bed notched trowel. The adhesive bed should be a minimum of 3mm thick, but could be thicker in localised areas if there are any low spots. When applying the adhesive, it's important to leave a 10mm gap between the adhesive and the main rubber seal of the drain body. Should the adhesive come into contact with the rubber seal, remove the seal immediately and clean thoroughly with water before continuing. The adhesive should also be used to backfill the small cutout in the drain fitting aid. Stage 11. Bed the tray into the adhesive. If necessary, apply moderate hand pressure, making sure there are no hollow spots beneath the tray. Using a spirit level, make sure that the shower tray is perfectly flat and level around the perimeter. If the tray is set out of level, water will not flow to the drain outlet correctly. Using the securing tool that is supplied with the drain, screw the threaded waste assembly into the drain body through the shower tray. It's very important to fully tighten this assembly. Apply moderate force to ensure a good tight seal is achieved. The securing tool should be left in the drain body at this stage, as this will protect against debris falling into the drain during tiling and grouting. Stage 12. Now the shower tray is fitted, the surrounding floor area can now be overlaid using Norcros Pro Board. Norcros Pro Board is available in a range of thicknesses. However, 6 or 10mm board is usually sufficient to level the floor to the tray. Depending on the floor structure and height build-up required, the Norcros Pro Board can be fixed using 2 different methods. Fixing method 1 uses a bed of Norcros Rapid Porcelain Tile Adhesive to fix the Norcros Pro boards to the floorboard and is the most commonly used method. Fixing method 2 is a dry fixing procedure and uses Norcros ProBoard 35mm diameter metal fixing washers to secure the boards to the floorboards. If using fixing method 1 to fix the Norcros ProBoards, mix Norcros Rapid Porcelain Tile Adhesive following the instructions on the packaging. Note that the existing floorboards will need to be primed with Norcros Prime Bond, diluted as per manufacturer's instructions. Apply a solid bed of adhesive using a suitable thick bed notched trowel. This adhesive bed should be a minimum of 3mm thick, but could be thicker in localized areas if there are any low spots. Lay the Norcros ProBoard in position and firm down into the adhesive bed. The board should be laid in a brick bond fashion to stagger joints and checked to ensure that the boards are level. Allow the adhesive to set for at least 3 hours before proceeding with the next step in the process. If using dry fixings to secure the Norcros ProBoard to floorboards, you'll need to use Norcros ProBoard fixing washers. The mechanical fixings should be positioned at a minimum 300mm centres using a minimum 12 fixings per board. Stage 13. Waterproofing and joint bridging. Norcros ProBoards and Norcros ProBoard shower trays are waterproof elements manufactured ready to receive the application of tiles and do not require additional surface preparation. It's essential, however, that all joints in areas subject to moisture and water ingress must be bridged with a suitable waterproofing system prior to tiling. Norcros ProBoard butyl waterproofing tape is an ideal waterproofing and joint bridging system designed for use with the Norcros ProBoards and Norcros ProBoard shower trays, and when installed correctly, will provide a watertight system perfectly suited for wet room environments. First, prepare the surface by removing any dust or debris. With the surface clean and dry, start by fixing Norcros ProBoard butyl waterproofing tape, bridging all joints. Measure and cut the tape to the required length, allowing the tape to overlap any adjacent tape by a minimum 50mm. Peel the easy-release paper from the back of the tape and lay the tape evenly. Using a flat trowel, apply even pressure to flatten out the tape, ensuring that the tape is in full contact with the surface of the shower tray and boards, and that there are no hollow spots left behind the tape. The tape should bridge all floor and wall joints that could become exposed to water during use. When all of the straight sections of tape are fitted and all joints covered, the prefabricated corner tape can then be fixed. The prefabricated corner tape differs from the self-adhesive straight tape and must be laid into a 2mm bed of Norcros Rapid Porcelain Tile Adhesive. The corner tape should overlap the self-adhesive tape in localized areas. Ensure that the corner tape is in full contact with the adhesive and that there are no hollow spots left behind the tape. Use a flat trowel to flatten out the tape surface, making sure that all joints have been correctly sealed with the tape. Stage 14. We would recommend replacing any plasterboard on the walls of your proposed wet room with Norcros ProBoard 1000 to give a complete waterproof solution. Remember to bridge all floor and wall joints that are exposed to water with Norcros ProBoard butyl waterproofing tape. Stage 15. With all joints bridged and sealed, you can now start the tiling of your new wet room. The Norcros ProBoard shower tray is manufactured with a factory-fitted plastic frame, which holds the stainless steel grate cover in place and is designed for tiles up to 7mm thick with a 3mm adhesive bed. If your tiles are thicker than 7mm, you may need to increase the height of the plastic frame. This is done by fitting the 6mm plastic extension raising frame supplied with the tray. The extension frame is designed to sit directly into the factory-fitted plastic frame and is secured using silicone or solvent weld. It's important to make sure that your tiles finish flush with the extension frame if it's used. Fix tiles using Norcros Rapid Porcelain Tile Adhesive. If using large format tiles, we recommend that you start by laying the tiles, respecting the inbuilt falls in the shower tray, by working from the corners of the drain to the corners of the tray. Consideration must be given when choosing tiles. For wheelchair access, Tiles with a surface area no smaller than 150 by 150 mm should be used. For bare foot traffic, tiles should be no smaller than 50 by 50 mm mosaics. Stage 16. Complete the tiling of the room and grout the tile joints. Grouting should be carried out using Norcros 4x1 wall and floor tile grout. With the tile and grouting complete, you can now remove the securing tool and insert the rest of the drain components following instructions provided with the drain. Take care when installing shower screens and shower hardware, which will be required to complete your wet room area. Stage 17. Your wet room is now ready to use.